Yo, y'all know what it is, y'all know what it ain't.
Yo, motherfucking dirt.
Make sure y'all go check out Select Cuts on Diversity and Hosted. That's me right there for breakfast. Look at that baked potato, nice New York strip with a nice side of vegetables. I want to say good morning, and good morning to the real hustlers only. And I'm not talking about no gang banging stuff. I'm talking about the people who get up and make your money, regardless if it's legal or illegal. Okay, own the business. When I see this young man on y'all screen, he remind me of my cousin. I got a cousin named Arlo, with his nickname Cuda. 051 Melly looks just like my cousin Cuda. Now, my cousin Arlo, he was arrested for killing somebody. I guess it was an ex-girlfriend. He was found naked hiding in the trees, but he beat that case. He beat that. My cousin has Asperger's syndrome, the same syndrome that Chief Keef has. So he's real antisocial, but he a big swole dude. Now, with that being said, when I see 051 Melly, I'm always intrigued by him, for one, because he looked like my cousin. He looked so much like my cousin, it make me feel like I'm attached to Melly. So when I see him, I think about my cousin immediately. People always want me to do these type of videos, like not these type, but the type of videos that I used to do. For all my day one OG fans, y'all remember I used to do videos about, I did some videos on Brickyard, the whole Mammy 4CG thing. I did some videos about Beam Team. I did some videos about some Chicago gangs and people that's no longer with us. I deleted those videos off YouTube because that's not my lane. You know, I don't like speaking on the dead, and I don't like being quiet as a snitch because I know a lot of information about West Side gang members that you won't know. So I just feel like, think about how many killers that's not getting on YouTube telling the streets information. So I feel like, you know, I got to stick to that code, and I deleted those videos. But stuff that I do like to do is give my honest opinion and also my researched opinion. So we all know who killed 051 Melly. I don't have to say any names. We don't have to go down that dark tunnel of questions and answers. But for a fact, 051 Melly was killed in a party. And that party was located in Gyro World on 61st and St. Lawrence. Now, the video that I got before this video was a video that I got called 5 Death Sites at Chicago Part 2 or 3. I forgot which one. You can go find it in my ride-through playlist. But with that being said, also, you know, that caused some friction between 051 and Gyro. Okay? Now that we got that out the way, we can get into something that's not talked about a lot. Everybody always want to know what's going on with FBG Duck case. And the reason they want to know that is because he's a Chicago goat. He's one of the Chicago goats. I said that in the beginning of my YouTube career, and all hell broke loose. Duck is one of the goats of Chicago. So, with his name and his hood being tied to 051 Melly death, I don't think he created a target on Duck's death. 051, you know, let me stop just giving my opinion on the Ducks thing before that, but until that thing is exposed into the media. So I'm done with that. But that caused friction between two hoods that was once tightly united. 051 Melly was killed before Duck, right? And how do people know who supposedly killed 051 Melly? Because the streets talk. Don't nobody know who killed FBG Duck because don't nobody want to look into the actual scenarios that took place before his death. Now, that's something that I touched on different videos. You have to go watch those videos. I'm not going to do it here. But the reason that I brought up Duck and Melly is because everybody wants justice for Duck. I want justice for Duck, regardless if it's street justice or legal justice. But nobody's talking about how 051 Melly's case was already figured out by YouTube. YouTube already solved 051 Melly's murder. A dude that was that Melly got into it with in the past. That supposedly, you know, he supposedly started the backdoor lingo when he paid somebody to go ahead, you know, act like this ain't never happened, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we already knew that. We already know the dude name. I'm not going to say his name. If you don't know it, YouTube it. like I did. I YouTubed it and I found out somebody that people say is 051 Melly's killer. But something that people not talking about a lot is when soon as King Von got shot, you went to YouTube and you pinpointed the person who did it, correct? You said, Lil Tim, he got on a Dickie shirt over his gray hoodie, and you pinpointed Lil Tim. And you know what the Atlanta PD did? They solved that case. They went and got Lil Tim. They locked him up. But 051 Melly, YouTube solved that case. Hell, not only YouTube, Chicago solved 051 Melly case on their own. That's crazy how the internet works. The case is already solved. The streets know who did it. But CPD don't care. You think it ain't been tips? If somebody saying it's this guy right here who did this, it's video evidence. It's proof. I did the reason that I wanted to incorporate me going to 051 Melly death site. That's because when I pointed to the camera, when I pointed to the back porch, it was a camera right there. It was a camera located on 2 of those porches, the first floor and the second floor. The party was probably on the second or first floor. So it was video evidence of who killed 051 Melly that night. That camera ain't come just after his death. But either the police seen it and turned a blind eye to it, trying to act like it can't be they'll never figure out who did it, or maybe the homeowner deleted the footage. But if you go back and watch that 051 Melly death site, you can actually go there. It's on 61st and St. Lawrence. Just drive through the alley. There's gonna be a brown porch. There's gonna be wooden gate, a wooden porch, whatever, black gates. You could drive past there like I done, and you can see the cameras on the back porch. I honestly believe, just like Pappy, let's go back into what Pappy died. The police rejoiced. They was happy that Pappy was dead, and they let him die. 051 Melly has over 10 mugshots. Some of that stuff is for resisting arrest, certain stuff, but when the police get your name and they say Yarmel Evans, I just made up the last name. I don't know it. When the police run your name as this dead person on the ground and stuff like that, they call it quote unquote menace to society. Now in Chicago, the police, if they run your name, they love to ask you about previous cases. Hey man, whatever happened to this robbery, Henry? I just gave away my real name. But yeah, whatever happened to this robbery, such and such and such and such. They love being in your business because everything is right there on their camera. Same with Melly and Pappy. I honestly believe the police are not interested in solving Melly's case because they don't care about his death. It's so easy to chalk it up as a gang violence related death that it can get swept under the rug. Just imagine how much paperwork CPD will have to do to try to solve these deaths. Chicago Police Department only like going after the big name cases. Johnson and Adams. These infants steady getting shot. Older couples getting shot and jarred out their cars. Stuff like that. See, it's making the city look bad. So they'll love to go apprehend all those offenders. But when it comes to people like FBG Duck, 051 Melly, and Young Pappy, their murders will never mean nothing to the blue and white. So that's why YouTube took it upon themselves. For someone who cared for this guy, we gonna solve the case. And YouTube solved the case of 051 Melly's death. But the Chicago Police Department would never apprehend the people who's named in those videos that you can find on YouTube. And it just shocks me how the world just even letting CPD do this. Like I'm not the type of person who cares about police injustice or police justice. I don't really care. I turn a blind eye to it. I'm guilty of that. I'm also guilty of not caring about elections. I'm also guilty of, but that's how I was raised and trained. I never cared about nothing except ways to better myself. But now, as I'm getting into this YouTube field and people want me to be detective, I can't do it. I can't be the detective that you guys want. But I can also give you my opinion. Now, I want to do a video digging on this stuff so much more because there's so much stuff that people haven't even pointed out. But it's cameras on that back porch. It's footage of who killed Melly. And it's still unsolved. Hey, man. That's one of the things you got to give it up to YouTube. I gotta commend you guys for even doing that. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think below. I'm gone.